Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Shem Rakadash. Of course, double honors go out to the apostles, the great millstone, all right, who continue through the Holy Spirit to push out this truth to all of us. And wow, this is Naaman, the DC camp. I ran across this. This is from Distractify.com. And yet, here we are again. Some of you Jakes just, you will never get it. Some of you, your lips are glued to your oppressor's ass with industrial strength superglue. Look at this. Here's another case of a Jake being harassed by our oppressor. All right. And the reason I said what I said is you could only hope to have a pet that's so loyal, all right, as Jake has been to this quote unquote God-forsaken country. No matter what he does, you'll find a lot of us that'll still, oh no, that was just an isolated incident. All you have to do is conduct yourself properly and he won't bother you. And yet, how many times have we seen where Jake has done that and still he got several clips from a gun loaded into him? All right. Bottom line, people, as long as we are prisoners, and make no mistake about it, we are prisoners here. All right. America is a prison for the Israelites. For those of you that aren't aware, the apostles did a series of videos with that self-same title several years ago. All right. I believe it went something like America is an open-air prison for the Israelites. Great videos. I encourage you, if you can, to look those up. All right. Anyway, back to this one. So, this young man, this Jake, is delivering in, of all places, Pacific Heights. Never been there, but in all my years, I've heard of that place. And that's not a place to be alone if you're a Jake. All right. And anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. As you can see, this asshole here is the Edomite in question. Title says, Deliver Man Questioned by White Resident. And the Jake tells him, you or white people get killed. All right. And this is as of yesterday. This says, almost exactly a year after a white woman, Amy Cooper, called the cops on a black man named Christian Cooper, not related, after he asked her to put a leash on her dog in Central Park. Yet another recording of a white person threatening to call police on a black man for simply this. And you can thank, once again, if only for this reason, technology such as it is, all right, because this is something we've been having to go through for a very, very, very long time. But people will say, oh, those Negroes, they just love to make stuff up. Well, everything's on blast because of this technology. And what are they saying now? So they're always going to try to find an excuse. How much more when we say we need to get the hell up out of here? This was never meant for us. All right. A delivery man questioned by a white resident recorded the entire incident. Footage of the encounter was shared via Instagram on Thursday, June 3rd. Since then, the video has been viewed more than 173,000 times, and it's not difficult to see why. The video features the voice of a so-called black delivery driver who can be heard behind a smartphone camera during an encounter after a white Edomite resident yelled at him from the window of his home located in the Pacific Heights neighborhood of San Francisco, California. All right? Asshole right here. It says the resident then proceeded to walk to the halfway house at which the black man was delivering medication. Ah, it was a halfway house. Stood in his way as he was trying to leave and demanded identification. I'm a white man. You must identify yourself to me, boy. Delivery driver asked, who the fuck are you? Why do you think that I have to identify myself? I want identification. Who are you with? Who are those addressed to? The delivery man points out, it's none of your business. Every time I come around here, motherfuckers like you make my job harder. Here we go. Let's play a little bit of it.
Please get out of my face. Put your mask on. There you go.
I'm outside. I don't need a mask.
What the fuck do you want?
I want identification. Who are you?
Who the fuck are you? Why do you think that I have to answer your fucking questions? Why do you think that I have to answer your questions, dude?
So who are you with?
It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Get out of my way.
Who are those addressed
Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. Get out of my face. Every time I come around here, motherfuckers like you make my job harder. Please get out of my face, dude.
But you haven't identified yourself.
That's none of your business. Why do you think that I have to identify myself? You ain't seeing nothing. You ain't seeing nothing. Don't worry about who I'm. It's none of your business.
Who are the boxes addressed to?
You really gonna do this? What's your name? Let's see some identification. What's your name? What's your address? Pull it out. Come on. You live right there, right? Let's go over there and see what your address is. Since you got something to say about it. Right? That's what you want to do? You want to ask for identification?
You're the one in the neighborhood here.
Yeah, that's right. So what? It's a free fucking country, ain't it?
No, not for us, not for you.
You did this. Don't start shaking and crying.
What?
What's your name? What's your name, buddy?
John.
John what?
That's all you get.
John what? John what? You come over here asking for identification? John what? I don't give a fuck.
That's right,
you
turn
and
the
your
tables
missing
on
packages.
that devil.
You think I'm crying over that shit? John what? You want to ask for identification? Where's your fucking identification? Oh, that's good. I'll one up that. Good. Go fucking look for a police officer, you pile of shit. Don't think I don't know why you came over here and stopped me. Because you think I belong in another neighborhood, right? Fuck yourself.
There you go. My man.
You are why people get killed and end up on the fucking news, you pile of shit. You're the fucking reason why. Fuck you.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right. What's the word I'm searching for? How bold these motherfuckers are. All right. Wow. I don't know, and I'm not trying to make an excuse from this mother. Trust me. But it even says it. Let me read on, so you won't think it's my words. It says the delivery man called out the white resident. You are why people get killed. You just heard that. As shown in the video, the black man refused to identify himself and instead asked the white man what his name was. He turned the tables. He eventually said his name was John, but didn't provide a last name. The white man threatened to call the police until the delivery driver pointed out that it's illegal to make false 911 calls based on race in San Francisco as of last year when the Karen Act was passed. All right, everybody remembers that scene with the barbecue where this fat piece of shit Edomite woman rolled up on them and as they were attempting to barbecue in the park. All right, that's what that stems from. It says the delivery man then continued to call out the resident for insinuating that he was a porch pirate. That's what he thought he was, who was going around stealing packages simply based on his race, and then threatening to call the cops because he wouldn't provide identification. Spoiler alert, you're not obligated to provide your ID to random strangers on the sidewalk. Well, no shit. Okay. All right. For those who don't know its reputation, Pacific Heights is one of the most affluent, snobby, and white neighborhoods in San Francisco. I've never been there, and I've always heard that. All right. Oh, by the way, that's a nice movie to see. Uh, in case you have problems with your landlord, a nice movie. It came out in the early '90s with Michael Keaton and what's the guy from Full Metal Jacket? Private Joker. Dang it, Matthew Modine, I think his name was. Anyway, it's a neighborhood of old money, unlike the heavily gentrified neighborhoods where new tech money has displaced historically black and brown communities, and that's happening here presently in D.C. and the surrounding areas. All right, everyone who grew up here knows that. That asshole is now. The delivery driver went on to explain that he makes sure to rarely cross into the neighborhood because this type of thing is a common occurrence in my everyday life. All right, he added, I pose no threat to his safety or his property. I have a strong feeling that he wouldn't have harassed me if I was of a lighter complexion, but this is an everyday thing when you're a man of color living in America. Or I should say, an Israelite living in America. All right, because you're bombarded by so much bullshit from every direction. All right, not only this, but you got all this. Hey, this is Pride Month. All right, so you got all these abominable things going on that you're forced to witness. You really don't want to. All right, these are eyesores and ear sores, I might add. But again, this is so much that we have to put up with. All right, but again, this goes back to why are we in this predicament? And it's because we fucked up. When you sign a covenant is an agreement. All right, we broke that covenant, so it comes with what? Penalties. And Deuteronomy 28 is a chapter that points to all those things will befall us if we broke that contract. All right. And man, have we been getting it handed to us, our ass that is, all right, for untold centuries. All right. Good news is these curses are being transferred to our enemies, chiefly these fuckers here, these Edomites, who, by the way, run the world. All right. And if you're paying attention, you know what to look for. You can see this. All right. You know, the Spirit is with you. These people are one of the motivations behind this, I'm sure, is he feels that he's losing his grip. His people are losing their grip. So this is kind of like trying to, how am I going to say this? Try to ensure his dominance, more or less. All right. I got my eye on you, boy, that kind of thing, you know, whatever, what the fuck. All right, but the beautiful thing is they're so divided against each other now. That's what we're sitting back looking, you know, eating popcorn and sipping some yayan, all right, because this is going to be beautiful, beautiful when this all just falls the fuck apart, all right. But as I was trying to get to earlier, let's get some scriptures here. If we had known, and it says that in the scriptures. All right, let's go to Hebrews. What we were going to encounter had we been cast out from our land, we would not have done so. But what the heck? What? All right. I got this thing messing up on me now. What's wrong with Blue Letter Bible? This is Hebrews 11. It says the heading says the triumphs of faith. And as we get down here, all right, to 14, it says, for they that say, well, let's go to 15. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, meaning Israel, they might have had an opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he hath prepared for them a city. All right? And that's the thing. A lot of our people are so attached to all these trinkets and whatever physical things you acquire over your lifespan, depending on how long your lifespan is. Our people have been, they want that house, they want that nice car, and you have to remember, well, let's get it. Or is that second? Hold on. Let's see. These material things that really, what do they mean? It says, there's greater things coming our way. It says, 2 Corinthians 4:17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, all right, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. You consider, and it says the time to come is going to be worse than anything we've ever gone through in the past. That's why Daniel 12 is there, something to consider. But at the same time, overall, it's considered light. All right, because these devils are ruling now, and in the grand scheme of things, when you look at time, this is, since they've been in rule, compared to what's coming our way, eternity. Verse 18 says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. That's why this is all spiritual. The spiritual rules the material world, all right? Not the other way around, all right? So let's see, is there anything I was interested if there's any comments? No, I guess it's too new, or some other article probably has some, but it doesn't surprise me because when you put this up out there like this, they rarely want to dissect this themselves, all right, because this just exposes them, these devils, for what they really, who and what they really are, all right. But the thing is, Jake kept his head, kept his cool, and this guy would, probably set out to try to provoke something and, therefore have a reason to call 911, But you started the shit. But we know that doesn't matter, all right? So like I said, Jake kept his head, he turned the tables on this devil. So, hey, here we have it. But this is just a reminder to always keep your head on a swivel, because you never know when some shit like this you could be out trying to have yourself a good time, and here comes this motherfucker right here, all right? And your whole world can just change and just like that, all right? So just be wary of that. So I'm going to shut it down here. Yeah, so, hey, I hope whoever views this as edified. That's what we try to do here. And this is all in trying to bring back or wake up the hopefully elect. All right, so with that, shalom.